Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Srila Prabhupada, Jaya Jaya Gurudev, 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 Jaya Jaya Gurudev. Harinam Sankirtan ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Guru Maharaj ki jai. Thank you, Mataji.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Anasuya Mataji. Hari Bol. Hare Krishna.
Mataji, I saw Mataji, so I made it short.
Yeah, perfect. That is what we want, Mataji. Hari Bol.
Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Okay.
Thank you, Mataji.
Yeah. So Mataji will cover today 26th chapter, shloka number 42 to 47. Yeah, Mataji. Hari Bol.
Try my best. There was some issue with my network, so I was just trying to log in.
Is it?
I got it. Yeah.
Oh, okay, Mataji. No problem.
Before I just came on time, so I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Start. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Ajnanatimirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Mukam Karoti Vachalam Pangum Langayate Girim Yatkrupātamaham Vande Shri Gurum Dīnataranam Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamahyam Dadati Svapadankitam Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swamin Yati Namine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Sunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Vanchakalpatarubhyasya cha Krupa Sindhubhya eva cha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha. He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Deenabandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostate Sapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadara Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Narayanam Namaskrutyam Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayam Mudiraye Nastaprayeshu Abhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavate Uttama Shloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naistiki Shrinvatam Swakata Krishnam Punyashravana Hridayantasto hi abhadrani vidunoti suhrutsatam. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. We have nice weather today in Melbourne, sunny. After so many, few months, it's just a little bit better. So someone is going to share the screen, Mataji, or should I share it?
Mataji, you want to us to share the screen? So I can request Rohini Mataji. Yeah, Mataji is sharing.
Yeah. So 42. 42, right? We're starting with?
Yeah, yes. Rohini Mataji, 42.
Is that okay? 42.
Yeah, yes. Shripa Mataji, you can call out the names.
Hare Krishna. Yes, Mataji.
Yeah.
After Mataji recites the shloka, right?
However Mataji wants. Mataji?
I can recite the first one and then we'll go ahead. I think this time with the purports and verses are, very shorter ones. Okay. Kashayo madurastiktaha katva amala iti naikada bhautikānām vikārena raso eko vibidyate.
Hare Krishna. Vasudha Mataji can do the shloka and Ramakrishna Prabhuji can do the translation. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Mataji, Dandavat Prana Mataji. Kasayo madurastiktaha katva amla iti naikada baudikanam vikarena rasa yeko vidityate. Hare Krishna. Thank you very much.
Translation. Could you please move?
Translation?
Yeah. Although originally one taste becomes manifold as astringent, sweet, bitter, pungent, sour, and salty due to contact with other substances. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. So we are going through the characteristics of Tanmantras here and then the 5 gross elements. So the first section, Tanmantras are a little bit done, right? Sound, ether, touch, they're all in the previous verses. Air, form, fire, taste. That is a part 2 of taste. This is 41 was also on taste. This is also on taste. So the Tanmantra of water. So this who is sharing this to whom? Like what's happening in this section of Bhagavatam? Anybody can share? Like what's happening now? Who is informing this to whom?
Kapila Muni is
Kapila Deva is
to
informing this
Devahuti.
matter.
Beloved to
Yeah.
devotee.
Yeah, and then he is come
Teachings
to
of-
a. Yeah. What else, Mataji? He is giving he is giving what is the benefit of hearing that Sankhya philosophy is explaining this to Devahuti. All about the elements, what's happening like that. So this section is on the characteristics of Tanmantra and then all the 5 gross elements, and this particular is on the taste version of the purport. And in this, like we all know, right, the taste form, what is the taste is coming from. We understand that originally taste is like in this, what is it telling in the translation? Astringent, sweet, bitter, pungent, sour, salty, and due to contact with other substances. So we all know, right, this kind of variegatedness we see in our day-to-day life when we make some nice preparations, boga, but we don't do astringent, pungent. We don't want to do that. But bitter, sour, sweet, salty also no one like. But mainly this concern about this verse is about rasa, taste. Taste is just one. And then if it is mixed with other ingredients, the combination of other ingredients, other material elements, then that becomes like a different aspects of taste you will see. So it is just one, but it becomes variety when it combined with other. And in this, Prabhupada is telling Bhautikānām vikārena. So material elements are there, and these are all Bhautika, means material elements. And if you mix it, then you get a different thing. For example, a soap is there. A soap is mixed with some soda, oil, fat, and everything else. Then all they're mixed together become a soap. So like this, whole world is all about all these 5 elements. And in first chapter of Shrimad Bhagavatam, first canto also, is the same thing. Tejo vari mrudam vinimayam. So the Sanskrit word which is there in this on this earth, this fire, water, ether, everything, comes combined together, mixed with earth, becomes, nice form in the shape of brick, like that. So then when it is mixed with another thing, that will become cement, and like that, you construct a house. So whole world is nothing but mixture of all these elements, earth, water, fire, and like that. Then here the main specific thing talking about is the taste. Tanmatra of water is taste, like that. Then it will become manifold. So we all do cooking every day. In cooking ingredients, there's a one simple ingredient we always have to do, that chonka seasoning. When you do the seasoning, there is oil, one specific oil we use for any particular item, like coconut oil, groundnut oil, or sesame oil, whatever you want, you use it. There's some standard ingredients are there: salt, turmeric, cumin, Then you have got mustard seeds, curry leaves, this and all, ginger, chili, this is there. But that thing you add with some other vegetables every time, you can make lots of preparations. Yeah. Same atta dough you mix with so many other, chili, you can make sweet, you can mix savory or sweet, whatever you can make. But different varieties are coming. So like that, the energies of the Lord is also multitude. Like Krishna's energies are working in such a way that you can see different things. So one seed is planted, you see from the seed, that seed you may get a chili tree, or you may get a tomato tree, or you may get a mango tree, or you may get, everything is different. Chili has got pungent taste, tomato has got sour taste, mango has got sweet taste, like that. So different varieties are there. But where are they planted? The source is just one. Where are they planted?
Earth.
Earth,
Yeah,
Mataji.
they are planted on the earth, and the earth contains all these 5 elements. And then mixed together, then, you will get the end result. That is, hand of the Lord is there and coming out that. So like that, in our Krishna conscious life also, we have to understand that the expert hand of Krishna is there. Maya dakshena prakriti suyaseta. Suyate sa characharam is there, right? So like that. In general, mundane materialistics, they don't accept this fact. They think simply it is happening because of the nature, like that. But they don't accept the fact that Krishna is there. Without his will, we cannot even move our hand. We can't even mix. Sometimes our hand gets, what do you call that? To make it. Not able to remember the word, but yeah, sometimes you may not be able to. Hand may get frozen. Sometimes it might happen. Frozen shoulder. Now I remember. So then, then you cannot do anything. You can't mix. You can't do any normal things. So then you understand, oh, I can't do everything. I have to have some mercy of the Lord, or devotee's mercy. In that state only we'll understand. Also, in this Bhautikanam Vikarena means, in this, Bhautika, in this, just like the earth, water, fire, air, they're all there. They are not, mixing together just like that. Then Krishna is there to give us that end result. Then only it is happening. So if a person is manufacturing something in a industry, a car will not move by itself. Car has to be moved by a person. Then only it will move. Otherwise, there's nothing will happen to the car. It's like that. And so the process is what we have to understand. So here, the taste of water is described, and it is manifold. It becomes manifold, sweet, bitter, pungent, sour, salty, like that. So we'll go to the next one. Someone will recite the verse.
Hare Krishna. Sudha Mataji, you can recite the verse, and Ansuya Mataji, you can do the translation. Hands raised.
Hare Krishna
Prashanti Mataji, do the purport. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Mataji, Dandat Prana.
And
Kledanam Pindanam Priti Prananam Apyayanodhanam Tapa Panodo Yastvam Ambhaso Krittayas Vimaha. Thank you, Mataji.
Hare Krishna Mataji pranams. Translation by Srila Prabhupada ki jai. The characteristics of water are exhibited by its moistening other substances, coagulating various mixtures, causing satisfaction, maintaining life, softening things, driving away heat, incessantly supplying itself to reservoirs of water, and refreshing by slacking thirst. Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Mataji, pranams. Purport by Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Starvation can be mitigated by drinking water. It is sometimes found that if a person who has taken a vow to fast takes a little water at intervals, the exhaustion of fasting is at once mitigated. In the Vedas, it is also stated, Apamayaha Pranaha. Life depends on water. With water, anything can be moistened or dampened. Flowed down can be prepared with a mixture of water. Mud is made by mixing earth with water. As stated in the beginning of Shrimad Bhagavatam, water is the cementing ingredient of different material elements. If we build a house, water is actually the constituent in making the bricks. Fire, water, and air are the exchanging elements for the entire material manifestation, but water is most prominent. Also, excessive heat can be reduced simply by pouring water on the heated field. Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna. Pranams.
Hare Krishna. So again here characteristics of water is described, more analysis of water. So everything is studied analytically here. The section is that, right? So Prabhupada is mentioning one thing is very important here. That one thing is what? Quenching the thirst. That gives you refreshing. When you're thirsty, you drink water. It's required. I don't know how Indian temperature is now. Has been hearing it's very hot. So always you feel like, then only you feel pleasure in that. So that is, the characteristics of water is to quench thirst. So like that, Krishna also says in Bhagavad Gita, there is one beautiful verse, who knows that? And the taste of water. In the 7th chapter. Yeah. Right? Yeah. So he says, satisfaction can be derived like that, when you see the water, you see a taste in water, that is Krishna. You develop relationship like that. So the material world, whatever satisfaction we derive, it will not be complete. You won't get peace of mind. The satisfaction you will derive only when you establish that relationship with Krishna. You revive your forgotten relationship with Krishna. You awaken your senses, and then your eternal constitutional position is to Jivera Swarupa hai, Nityera Krishnadasa, being a servant of the Lord. Then you will attain peace. That's the formula. So like, we also see from the Shrimad Bhagavatam, canto, you will read future. Dhruva Maharaj, he came in contact with, first he came out of his kingdom, taking the instructions of his mother Suniti, that okay, go to the forest, pray to the Lord, take the shelter of Lord Narayana. He is the one who can give you all the answers, like that he says. And I have seen in the past many sages got answers. So she instructs him and he goes. And he is going for hankering for opulence. He wanted a kingdom greater than his father, grandfather. Like that is his ambition. And he is a very small child, 5-year-old child, insulted by his stepmother Suruchi. He had no other intention or desire other than getting this from Lord Vishnu. And that's where he went. And then he was not satisfied when Vishnu gave him the pole star, what is it, pole star called as Dhruvaloka. He is not satisfied. He was thinking, oh no, it's like a broken piece of glasses. I was asking this. So, like that. So this is like whatever we are trying to quench thirst in this material world, it's just temporary. It's full of sufferings only, material world. Dukhalema shashvatam. We again and again hear this. So it's simply like that. And then Prabhupada mentioning here about heat. So heat will be, distinguished only when you put some water like that, Tapa means it's unbearable, miserable condition. And this tapa will transform it to tapasya. Tapasya means you have to voluntarily accept that. The situation is not favorable for you, but you are accepting it. But for a soul, there is nothing like favorable, unfavorable. Soul is in a platform where, soul doesn't affect with anything. That's what we have to go to the state. But right now, our mind is getting agitated all the time. That is why mind is not satisfied with whatever we have. So let's say if you have a poor state of condition, you will not be satisfied. Another man is not satisfied even if he is having an opulent state of condition. Why? It's just because of their mind is agitated. If you have wealth also, you will get agitated. If you don't have wealth also. So it is equally likely with any other aspects of our life. Education, Janma Ishwara Shruta Shripir, whatever Kunti Maharani says. All these qualifications are just not peaceful unless you spiritualize them. So material life itself is not peaceful life. So there's so many varieties, so many desires are there that cannot quench with us unless you try to connect yourself with Krishna, add Krishna into your life, and then that will become spiritualized. You revive spiritual consciousness, Krishna consciousness, you become happy. Like that. So we have to remember always Krishna says, right? Bhoktaram yajnatapasam sarvarokam maheshwaram. So we have to develop that, understand that, Krishna is like a proprietor, he's the controller, he's a maintainer. These three things we can't forget. He's a master, he's an enjoyer. We're the only servant. Hmm? So we think in this house, I am the master, I am the proprietor, I am the enjoyer. But simply, if you try to convert that into I am a servant, he's the master, he's enjoyer, he's a proprietor, then you become peaceful. So spiritual life is peaceful. Artificially, you try to, do anything, it's a disturbance only. Like that material world, full of like that, cannot quench our thirst until we understand. So we, ultimately we have to get our connection with Krishna. Then, we will be able to serve the Lord. Just like Arjuna also not interested in fighting later. He took the instructions of the Lord, and then even if it is not favorable, he just took a tapasya because he just was an instrument only in serving the Lord. So drinking water may quench your thirst. It may satisfy you, but you have to enlighten yourself that when you're drinking water, you have to thank God. Think about God. This is the facility Lord given me to quench my thirst. So like that. So we have to understand that Krishnastu Bhagavan Swayam, like that. When you go to temple, you see Krishna's form and you feel happy. So when you drink water, quenching thirst, you see Krishna is only gave this opportunity for you. So seeing like that in Krishna in sunshine, in moonlight, in water, it's not difficult, but we have to get there. It's not a difficult job, Prabhupada says. But when you only try to develop the taste, then you will get into that understanding of serving Lord or accepting that fact that Krishna is there in that. So shall we go to the next one?
Dr. Karpavalli Mataji, you do the shloka. Anita Mataji do the perfect, translation.
Hare Krishna, Tandatna Mataji. Text 44. Rasamatra Vibhuvatna Ambaso Daiva Kodita Ganda Matram Abhutta Kasmat Titvi Krashnastu Gandaha. Thank you, Mataji.
Thank you.
Translation by Srila Prabhupada, Jai Srila Prabhupada. Due to the interaction of water with the taste perception, the subtle element odor evolves under superior arrangement. Thence, the earth and the olfactory sense by which we can variously experience the aroma of the earth becomes manifest.
Yeah. So this is further going into analysis of taste, and then taste changing into the smell. So the smell is created by Daiva Choditat. That's what verse says. Taste of everything. It's done by Daiva Choditat. So that's the beginning. The taste creates different kinds of smell. If you're cooking something, savory thing, the taste will, the perfume, the fragrance will come out, gandha, smell will come. And then that smell will give you, later you understand after you offer the program, that is what is different. So there is water, there is taste, and then, this is all getting mixed, and then you get a smell out of it. And it's already there in the earth. Prithvi, grahanastu, Gantaga means it's there in the earth. All these elements are actually part and parcel of earth. Means it's there. The different gandha, smell, fragrance, aroma, like that. So like if you plant a seed of a rose flower in the earth, that fragrance of that seed attributing to that rose seed is there in the earth. That's why it will come out. That fragrance is coming out. You can't produce this in an industry or factory. It will not give you that smell. So like that. So they're already there within the earth. Punya Gandhaha Prithvivyam. So it is there in the earth only. So Krishna says that. So in the material world also, we have that Gandha smell, that flavors are there. We have papas are there, punya are there, both. pious and impious deeds. There's kind of bad smell and then some kind of good, favorable. When bad smell pass, we just don't want to smell it. We just immediately want to close our nose. Then we can't nostrils will not accept it. When there is a fresh, nice aroma coming, we would love to, right? So when there is an incense smell coming, who will close their nose? They'll take it as an offering given to the Lord, so you want to smell it like that. So if there is any rose, then there's a different varieties of flowers. The different aromas is coming from the earth. That good smell in the flower is coming from earth only. So when you see this, any particular object like that, which has got a fragrance, when you see that and when you think that this is, just for your sense gratification, then you are not actually using it for Krishna. So when you see the flower, immediately your thought process should go, oh, I wish I offered this to Krishna. Then that particular flower getting utilized in the service of Krishna. So like that. So everything is Krishna's energy. And then the specific fragrance coming out of that flower also, Krishna only. Krishna is present in there. So remembering immediately like that. That is our Krishna conscious moment. Remembering, always remember. Smartavyam, Satatam Krishna, Vismartavyam, Nagati. Always remember. And there's a classic example who did this always. You know the example of a personality, of a person who's always been quoted in Shrimad Bhagavatam, who was trying to do this.
Ambarish Maharaj?
Yeah, Maharaj Ambarish. So Savaimana Krishna Padara Vindayor. He's engaging his mind always at the lotus feet of Krishna. He's engaging his mind and then he's utilizing all his senses in the service of Krishna. And everything, senses and his hands, legs, yeah. So like that, this kind of purification is required for everyone to make sure that whatever Krishna's energy is given to us, all the facilities are given to us, we are trying to use in his Krishna service. So like that. So when we use our senses for the service of the, senses only for our, society, community, friends, and, things like that, it's gratification. But if you transfer it to Krishna, then that is called Bhakti. Bhakti Yoga, Sarvopadi Vinurmuktam, Tat Paratvena Nirmalam. So that is what, when we are smelling, if you enjoy that fragrance of anything, that is sense gratification. Simply, but if you offer it to Krishna, that flower into a garland, and then offer it to Krishna later, you smell it, and then that is, you get the prasad, mercy of the Lord. This is what is devotional service. So everything, that smell is also created by Krishna. So it should be accepted for Krishna's pleasure only, not for us. So that is what is the tapasya, means the tyaga. You have to detach from that enjoyment attitude. And then always, use our senses for serving Krishna's senses. Rishikena Sevanam Bhakti Ruchate. Our senses are always, for the pleasure of Krishna's, satisfaction. Unfortunately, if you use it for your sense gratification, you can't understand this aspect. So these are all subtle things. Sankhya philosophy presented by Kapila Dev, we just can't understand until we practically apply it. We just, transform it to the spiritual path. Yeah. So yeah, everything is destined by the Lord's thing. Yeah. We cannot do anything by ourselves. Shall we go to the next one?
Hare Krishna. I'll do the shloka and Rohini Mataji, you can do the translation and purport. Karam Saurabhya Shanto Gramala Ladibihi Prithaka Dravyavayava Vaishamya Dagandha Eko Vibhidyate. Hare Krishna. Yeah, Shobha
Mataji, you can go ahead.
Yeah. Translation and purport.
Srila Prabhupada Ji, hosted by Srila Prabhupada. Order, although one becomes many as next offensive, fragrant, mild, strong, acidic, and so on, according to the proportion of associated substances. Should I continue the purport, Mataji?
Yeah. Someone else can
Hari
also
Bol.
read.
Hare Krishna.
Hari Bol.
Vrishabhanu Mataji, you can do the
Hari
purport.
Bol. Thank you. Dandavat
Hari Bol.
Pranam
Thank you,
Mataji.
Shobha
Thank
Mataji.
Hare Krishna, Dandavat Pranam Mataji. Mixed smell is sometimes perceived in the foodstuffs prepared from various ingredients, such as vegetable mixed with different kinds of spices and asafoetida. Bad odors are perceived in filthy places. Good smells are perceived from camphor, menthol, and similar other products. Pungent smells are perceived from garlic and onions, and acidic smells are perceived from the turmeric and similar sour substances. The original aroma is the odor emanating from the earth, and when it is mixed with different substances, this odor appears in different ways.
Yeah.
Hare
So
Krishna.
again, it is, yeah, even this verse also giving us the information. Originally, everything is in the earth, and mixed with different substances, order is appearing in different ways. So that's the information again. So what is it in the, we are hearing in the previous verse, Gandha, smell is coming, fragrance. And then, so smelling power is with the nostril will perceive different varieties of that. So everything is coming from Krishna, but one in this material energy, it is perceived differently in this material world. So the purpose of this Sankhya philosophy is that how one has become many, like that, Eko Bahusham, how when one thing has become into many. So we have to understand how to, with the intelligence, we have to know that one has got, that one particular thing has got varieties. So Krishna also says in, Brahma Samhita, Brahma glorifying Krishna. He says, Advaitam Achyutam Anadim Ananta Rupam Adyam Purana Purusham Navayavanamcha. So it says that Advaitam Achyutam Anadi Rupam. Lots of incarnations, lots of forms are there for the Lord. So, but we as such, we accept that because Krishna is there. And Andantarastha Paramanu Chayantarastham is also there. But ultimate cause is what? That in every aspect we see how we accept that, because in each and every thing Krishna is there. Even in a small atom also you see Krishna is present. That is Sarvasya Chaham Hrudi Sannavishta Mattasmati Jnanam Apohavnamscha Vedescha Sarvet Ahameva Vedyo Vedanta Kaltveda Videvacha. So he's telling that I am there, seated in everyone's heart, even all living creatures is there. So non-living entities everywhere is there. So if, for example, like I see there's nice sunlight now today in my place, and then nice sunshine is coming from the window. So when you get sunshine, that with the sun rays, you see there's a lot of small particles we see. I'm sure you would have all noticed sometimes, right? This is like, there's Anu little bit, but there is so many together, like, more than 5-6 together Anus you see, then Paramanu. There's so many are there. So that everything is there, all the atom particles are there. But if you think about those atom particles, like, in the materialistic world, all these scientists and all, they're all studying all these things and they are giving different names to them. So ultimately, we know there's no solution if you keep on researching that. They keep on researching, finding something and giving one name to that, finding something, giving one name to that. Ultimately, what is happening is that we realize that this is Krishna is there in each and everything. So he is there. He is there in the smallest of the smallest of the small particles, is there in the biggest of the biggest. That we see how when Krishna showed Virat Rupa to Arjuna, gigantic universal form he showed. And then, and in another side, you see, is there, he's also the, you can, like, smallest of the smallest also it becomes. Like from Virat Rupa is gigantic, and then Krishna himself 200 form is showing it. He is little compared to that, but he can exist in everything. So like that. So there are so many material forms are there, but Krishna's, I mean, after seeing this Virat Roop, Arjuna himself requested, is much bewildering, this one, I can't take it. It's very scary. And he wants him to come back to his original form. It's very threatening, frightening, he says. He requested, okay, I can't see, unbearable to see. Come to your original form, my dear Krishna. Like that, and then he comes to 400 form, and then he comes to 200 form, until ultimately you see real Krishna form. That's more beautiful. So Krishna has got many forms. Every form of Krishna is, there's some particular aspect for that. So when in this, material world, in the spiritual world, there are many forms: Krishna, Balaram, Vasudev, Sankarsana, like that. But innumerable planets are there. In each and every planet, one form is there. And that, one incarnation will happen, and that one form coming from Vaikuntha, and that is incarnation. That's form of that Lord is coming to that material world. So what we are trying to understand is that separate energies are there, separate aspects are associated with this. They're mixed with different, and you see different substances and different variety of variegatedness you see there. So it's unconceivable, achintya guna of the Lord, achintya veda veda tattva, like that. So he's there, but one, and is not, so together, like, that original form of Krishna is there, and then his form can exist everywhere. Original form you see in Golokavanta. But his different forms will appear in different incarnations also. They're different varieties. Just like we have different rasas to exchange our loving relationships. Ultimately, there are 12 different varieties are there. First primary, and then seven secondary rasas are there. Shanta, Dasya, Sakya, Vatsalya, Madhurya, Bhaya. They're all primary, and then secondary are what? Bibhatsa, Hasya, Bhayanak. What are the other few? Anger, Bhayanak is anger, right? Ascharya is there. Virya. Yeah. So like that, it's all described in Bhakti, Nectar of Devotion. So they are like that. Many kinds of taste are there, and they're combined with, you will get varieties of that. That is mellow. And like that, Krishna is the reservoir of all that. He is giving that different varieties for us. So, yeah. But Krishna is a creator. He can give everything. Yes, Matajis. Shall we go to the next one?
Yeah. Does anybody want to read the shloka or anything, or should I go ahead? There's no raised hands.
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Okay.
Yeah, please. Do the shloka.
Yeah. Bhavanam brahmanasthanam dharanam sadvisheshanam sarvasattva gunodvedaha prithvi vritti lakshanam. Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Krishna Murthy Prabhuji, you can do the translation. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Mataji, Hare Krishna, pranams Mataji. Translation by A.C. Bhakti Vedanta Prabhupada ki jai. The characteristics of the functions of earth can be perceived by modeling forms of the Supreme Brahman, by constructing places of residence, by preparing pots to contain water, etc. In other words, the earth is the place of substance for all elements. Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna. Mataji, purport, do you want us to do the purport? Should I read the purport?
Yeah, I read
Hare Krishna. Purport by Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Different elements such as sound, sky, air, fire, and water can be perceived in the earth. Another feature of the earth specifically mentioned here is that earth can manifest different forms of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. By this statement of Kapila, it is confirmed that the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Brahman, has innumerable forms which are described in the scriptures. By manipulation of earth and its products, such as stone, wood, and jewels, These forms of the Supreme Lord can be present before our eyes. When a form of Lord Krishna or Lord Vishnu is manifested by presentation of a statue made of earth, it is not imaginary. The earth gives shape to the Lord's forms as described in the scriptures. In the Brahma Samhita, there is description of Lord Krishna's lands, the variegatedness of the spiritual abode, and the forms of the Lord playing the flute with his spiritual body. All these forms are described in the scriptures, and when they are thus presented, they become worshipable. They are not imaginary, as the Mayavadi philosophy says. Sometimes the word bhavna is misinterpreted as imagination, but bhavna does not mean imagination. It means giving actual shape to the description of Vedic literature. Earth is the ultimate transformation of all living entities and their respective modes of material nature. Hare Krishna. Thank you, Sachin.
Hare Krishna. So here Prabhupada is, the translation is telling us the characteristics of this earth. You can perceive, when you are, modeling these forms. Means, if you construct a residence, you will use varieties of, there's a sand is there, there's a heat is there, fire, and then that is mixed with water, and then bricks are coming, and then, so everything is like that. So we are all using different elements like that. And then main thing is here in this verse mentioning is Bhavanam Brahmanaha Sthanam. So Brahmanaha Sthana means there is a place, a residential place is constructed like that. So Brahmana means absolute truth. So now we understand that there is a Brahmana, absolute truth, has got a Sthanam, means a place, and that residential place is where we consider as temple. We see the Lord there. Absolute truth is understood in three different features. Who knows those three different features?
Brahman,
Brahman, Paramatma, and Bhagavan.
Yeah, Brahmeti Paramatmeti Bhagavan iti Shabhyate. Right? So Supreme Brahman means the Supreme Lord Krishna, but that Arjuna accepted after hearing Bhagavad Gita. He addressed him Parabrahmam, Paradhamam, Pavitram, Paramam Bhavam. So you are Parabrahma, Brahma. So that, which we can understand all these three features. Brahmeti, Paramatmeti, Bhagavan iti Shabhyate. So that is absolute truth. So according to our status of mind and consciousness, our realization, we will get to understand these three different features. Impersonal Brahman, and then the Paramatma within our heart, and then in everyone's heart, like that. So we need to understand this is like, Paramatma is existing everywhere. Impersonal Brahman, no need to understand, no need to particularly, see in one particular sthanam like that. So, but Krishna is there in everyone's heart. So according to our consciousness, he will reveal it. So Jnanis, Yogis, and Bhaktis. Jnanis will realize impersonal Brahman feature, Yogis will realize the Brahman, Paramatma feature, and then Bhaktas will realize the Bhagavan feature who has got everything. So main thing is that the function, how we are trying to realize. So that is what, Earth has got substance modeling, and then there's different DT forms are there, different places of residence. There's so many pastimes places are there in this earth, where you can go and perceive, and we can see, and different manifestations of the Lord happen. So all punya kshetras we say, na. So they are all there. So this is all on the planet Earth, and then there is something like, if people want some with the wealth or with the facility which Krishna gave, people want to make their own, some big buildings for themselves, or some nice accommodation for themselves. So the propensity is there. They utilize for their own construction instead of, building it for temple. If you construct a nice temple, then, establish deity and utilize. That is, as Prabhupada says always, that is Yukta Vairagya, using everything for the pleasure of Krishna. And in other ways, it's like, we're not trying to. If you built your own home, it's good, but you use it for Krishna. We all know this philosophy, right? So we get there's a labor in it. You get some, the funds has to be required, people has to be there, and then all the material has to be there, so that you construct. So similarly, when we have the capacity, this material to construct a residential for place for us, so we desire to do that. Establishing our relationship with Krishna, we desire to do for Krishna. So then that thought process will change. Slowly everything. And we know sometimes most of the time who are devotee who are doing constructing, they keep the Lord name there. Some, they name it like, Nitya Gaur Bhavan or different deities name, they'll keep it so that this is dedicated for the Lord, like that. So the thought process is what is mainly concerned here, and giving us some understanding how in every aspect of life, Krishnanu has to be there. So favorably serve Krishna. That aspect has to be there from in all of our life, so that we utilize all these earthly belongings properly. To Bhumi, Rapo, Nalo, Vayu. These are all there. You can utilize all these material elements in the service of the Lord. So that is what the mainly the stress is on the Bhavanam, Brahmana, Sthanam. That is where understanding is required. Yeah, just like we construct our own community, when the new suburb is happening, so many things will come. That roads will come, street lights will come, and then big buildings will come, and then later houses, cars, and everything. The society will form. Similarly, when we use all the material and use it for nice temples are constructed, then everyone is changing, transforming their material life to spiritual life. Consciousness is changing, and you see only devotees everywhere. That's even better, right? The same situation, but you are feeling in a different environment. Then the life is successful. Then you feel, oh, that's good. That's what it's telling. So modeling farms and constructing places, all that. Yeah. So Krishna coming in different forms, variegatedness is there. Yeah. We'll go to the next one, Mataji.
Hare Krishna. Anybody wants to do the shloka? Chandana Mataji or Gandharvika Mataji, you can do the shloka and the translation.
Okay, may I?
Gandharvika Mataji.
Shall I read, Mataji? Okay. Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna, Dandavat Pranam, Mataji. Nabho guna vishesharto yasya tat shrotram uchyate vayor guna vishesharto yasya tat sparshanam viduhu. Shall I read translation also, Mataji?
Yes, Mataji, translation and purport both.
Okay, thank you. The sense whose object of perception is sound is called the auditory sense, and that whose object of perception is touch is called the tactile sense. A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada purport ki jai. Sound is one of the qualifications of the sky and is the subject matter for hearing. Similarly, touch is the qualification of the air and is the subject of the touch sensation. Thank you, Mother.
Yes. The sound is coming, qualification of the sky, and sound means we hear. Any sound comes, any place when we are here around, even a pin falls, we will see. That's why we say pin drop silence. We hear, it will be heard. And touch is again, air. A heavy wind comes or nice aroma comes, that is passing through that. We can't touch, we can't feel, but we can actually, when there's a heavy wind, we can experience because we ourselves get moved away, right? So this particular verse is getting into the aspect of sound. So everything is there in the ether, in the sky. We can't see, we can't touch, we can't smell, but we can hear. As long as there is sound, then we know there is sky, the vibration is coming, we get experience of that sound. So similarly, there's a material sound is there in the material sky, and similarly there's a spiritual sound in the spiritual sky. So In general, without sky, there is no sound. Without ether, there is no sound. So that is the characteristics of that, So this one, the sound is there. Everything is there. In ether, the sound is there. In touch, ether and sound is there. In air, touch, ether, sound is there. Like that. In form, air, touch, ether, sound. It's all like that. In some of them, if it is something is there, other is not there. So in taste, fire is not there. But in taste, water is there. In water, taste is there, but fire is not there, like that, So understanding the material sky and spiritual sky is there, and there is ether, air, fire, water, land. All these are combination. In earth, everything is there. So and everything is emanating from Lord's breathing process. So this is there is after this material sky, there is another sky. That sound produced in the sky is different. Produced from that sky is like, Mahamantra, and the sound vibration from the spiritual sky also we get. So these vibrations which you get from hearing to a radio or hearing to some other mundane music, that vibration is different. And the vibration we get from spiritual sky, that is the potency of Mahamantra we get. So we hear from the Narottam Das Thakur prayers, right? In this material sky, Golokera Premedane Harinama Sankirtan. We just hear that only. No material sound is required. Like that's a chanting of a spiritual sound is important. So impersonalists, what do they chant? Impersonalists generally, Prabhupada says in the Bhagavad Gita, they chant Omkara, Pranava. But it is all Pranava. Pranava Omkara is actually preceded by a spiritual sky. So that this Akshara Omkara, Pranava, these are described in Bhagavad Gita. So this either you vibrate Omkara or Hare Krishna mantra, they all belong to the spiritual world. The sound does not belong to this material world. So if you chant once, twice, thrice, these material sounds, like you may hear some mundane music in some movies. You may get some kind of attraction. You may keep on murmuring or repeating those vibration. After some time, it's not pleasing. Something else will come, and you will accept that, and you will start doing that. But spiritual sound, you will not feel disgusted or bored or demotivated. 24 hours you chant, also you feel bliss. That is the one who attained that stage, they will. Haridas Thakur, Namacharya Haridas Thakur. What was he doing? 3 lakh chanting, holy names. He is doing it every day. And he never got tired of it. But we have to develop that attitude so that, when we chant in a particular time, auspicious time, early in the morning, Brahma Muhurta, then you feel blissful actually over a period of time consistently if you do. But if the same sound vibration, if you hear when you're so tired during the day after finishing everything, end of the day, 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock, trying to finish your sitting round, will feel tired. What is going in your mind, you don't know. For the sake of, you will finish up. So, but the same Mahamantra, potency, you will achieve differently. You will feel the difference differently, like that. So in this material world, everything is asat, and the spiritual world, you see everything is Om Tat Sat. You see in the 17th chapter of Bhagavad Gita, in the end, this is what Prabhupada mentioned there, the characteristics of that spiritual world. Asatoma Sadgamaya, Tamasoma Jyotirgamaya, Mutyorma Amrutangamaya. Like that, this is like that. This actual business of our human form of life is what? We have to transfer to the spiritual world. Sanatana, wherever there is eternal, there we have to go. So here it is always, that destruction is going on. The body will go through those 6 transformations, and then the deterioration will happen. So we are part and parcel of Krishna, and that Krishna who is Satchidananda Vigraha is eternal. So we are also eternally part and parcel. So Nitya, Nityo Nityana, eternal. So Chetana is Chetana. But you have to understand that, there are lot of million living entities are there. But the spiritual sky is 3/4. Material world is only 1/4. So trying to understand that, the Supreme Lord, They hear the sound, and it is also coming from sky, and then beginning of this material world, the sound vibration which Krishna has given us, this Mahamantra, it's auspicious, we chant, then we can transcend this material sky and approach there. Just like when we call someone on a phone, the phone call will go to a different continents and countries in this world, and then you get connect to that, and then with the sound vibration you connect it, right? The same thing, Mahamantra will take you to the spiritual world, spiritual sound, and immediately you get in touch with the Supreme Lord's potency, like that. Holy name and holy name and the Lord is the same potency you will see. So that's what in the spiritual world, name and the person, they are all same actually. There's no difference in spiritual world. In the material world, if you see, that is what you want to try to understand and get to there, that there is no difference, name and the form. There's no difference. Chanting Mahamantra, achieving that stage is important. Then they will be happy, joyous, Anandambudhi Vardhanam, Cheto Darpanam Arjanam. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, no? Cleansing the heart, contamination of the heart will go. And then we see whenever we read Shrimad Bhagavatam, we also remember, right, that verse from Shrimad Bhagavatam, Shrunvatam Sakatha Krishna. So constantly you hear the Krishna Katha, all the troublesome to the heart will be gone. So like that, offenseless chanting, attentive chanting, you get direct touch with Krishna, contact with Krishna. So yeah, so the importance of that sound is there, coming from, it's in the sky, coming from the transcendental sky, and then that vibration will cleanse your heart. The more you chant, the more you hear Shravanam Kirtanam, then the more pious activities. They become free from sinful reactions also. By chanting Mahamantra, sound vibration, everything will be cleansed. Just like a mirror is covered with so much of dust, you cannot see our face clearly. You keep on, cleaning. So that is what happening to a heart. Cheto Darpanamarcha with Mahamantra. Cleansing process will go on. Then, we will get rid of this material entanglement and then get connected with Krishna. So sound is very important thing. It's a cause of bondage in this material world. So with these unnecessary mundane materialistic vibrations, or that cinema, movies, songs, is that if you hear those songs, those sound vibration will not help us. We get entangled more and more. But the vibration coming from this potent Mahamantra, then that Harinam Sankirtan, if you continues to do, then you will get prema. You're filled with love for the Lord. So that's what is mentioned. So these are all these elements: ether, water, sound, earth. Everything is there. Some are there in something, and some are not there in something. But in earth, everything is there. Yeah. So all the characteristics are there in earth. That is what Prabhupada is mentioning. Unique quality of water is to taste, like that. So like that, touch, form, smell, everything is there in the earth. So just like we see in all the five primary rasas are there, like Vatsalya, Madhurya, Vatsalya, then Sakya, Dasya, Shanta. So Madhurya is different. It's like we consider Madhurya as earth. That Madhurya, whatever the loving exchanges, cannot be done in Vatsalya. So Vatsalya, a friend can do. A friend cannot do that, but a mother can do. Mother and father can do. And then Sakya, it's like fire. And then in Sakya, in that, a parents cannot do it. A friend can do, a servant can do, like that. And then in Dasya, Dasya is like air. In Dasya, a friend can do, a servant can do, but a parent cannot do, or a lover cannot do, like that. So, and then in Shanta, ether, it's like, a parent, servant cannot do. So it's like related like that. Earth has got everything. Madhurya has got everything. So in other things, if something is there, something is missing, or you cannot do something like that. So main aspect is earth, in that everything can be, all these panchabhutas can be mixed, and you can experience the elements like that, characteristics like that. Sound, ether, the earth has got smell, earth has got the air, I mean the form, earth has got touch, like that. So everything has got in it. Yeah. This particular subject matter is very technical. It takes, I mean, understanding it is little bit hard, but we just try to remember what Prabhupada said. Chant Mahamantra attentively, offenselessly, and Krishna Prasad, following 4 regulative principles. Easy process. Yeah. So, just like simple how you drink water, remember Krishna. It's not hard. How difficult it is, like that. So small things, if you remember, then it's easy to understand. This whole things may not be able to remember, but the small things, aspects in our life will, bring Krishna in that. It will make sense. Yeah. So I think we covered for today's section, right? 48 or 48
No,
is actually
47, Mataji.
47.
Yeah,
Mataji.
up till
Till
49 is into one section, but yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you, Mataji. Any questions?
Hare Krishna Mataji, can I say something?
Yes.
Yeah, please, Mataji.
Yeah, even this Radhanath Swami Maharaj, when he was traveling towards India in search of spirituality, on the way he came across so many problems. He faced so many problems, and so many bogus swamis also, but nothing attracted him. So in the end, towards the end, before he entered, when he was close to India, he was sitting near the Ganga river, Mata Ganga. Then he heard this sound, Hare Krishna Mahamantra, coming from Ganga.
Correct. On the sky,
No,
actually.
it's in the book, Mataji.
No, in the water.
Sorry?
Yeah. In the he heard
Yeah,
from
the water. Yeah, maybe.
Stream of water. Yeah.
Maybe. Yeah, he heard Mahamantra. The wind was carrying that Mahamantra, and he got really attracted to that. He kept on hearing, and then he proceeded towards Vrindavan. Yeah, that I really like that. That part of it.
Very nice point, Mataji. Sound vibration, very nice. Yeah, that's right. That's what he actually was doing this Mahamantra on his harmonica, which when I read the book, I remember now when you were sharing that he is doing this on his harmonica. He was not even reached in, he was in Himalayas. He was, I have to reach India, but he was, catched a bus and went to the border, and he had so many issues to get or stay there. But he actually started chanting Mahamantra before he got connected to Prabhupada, because he got this sound
Mataji,
vibration.
he's a Jew, he was Christian, but how he has transformed. That Mahamantra really touched his heart, and he really loved it. That was the beginning of his journey.
Correct. That's why Golokara Premadana, Harinama Sankirtana, very important. Harinam Sankirtan, if someone can transform somebody's life, that's where book distribution is also Harinam Sankirtan only. Book distribution and chanting Harinam on the streets. That's why everyone they do from our temples, they go and do it. Participate in all of that, inspire others to do for their benefit. If they hear Mahamantra one time also, their life will be successful. They don't know how that Sukriti is going to come to them. I have a classic example of my own god sister. She is from South Africa. She was studying in there, and these devotees were going. There's a Vajakrishna Prabhu. I don't know, maybe in India he wouldn't come, but he travels around Europe and UK, US, India. So he was doing this. He's traveling monk. He was doing in universities, teaching and all that. And Harinam Sankirtan on the streets he was doing. And this Mataji, she was a student. She used to run away hearing this mantra. And she had so many experiences of devotees somehow she noticed the devotees. Even at school also, a devotee family children used to get prasadam, and her mom used to give money and she will buy in canteen, but these devotees never used to eat in canteen. So every time they gave her prasadam, close friend, and the devotee temple president lives next door only, but they never ignored only. This Mataji never actually got scared only to get in touch with them. Even hearing Mahamantra, she used to run away and like that. But my Guru Maharaj, when he went and did some university preaching, when she, that association of a pure devotee, we say, na sadhu sangha sarva shastra. Little bit of association changed her, full transformed her heart. She dedicated her life, left the family, joined ashram, continued her spiritual sadhana, and now she's still, doing her spiritual journey nicely. So we don't know how the Mahamantra will take our journey. Many of us, many sannyasis, many disciples of Srila Prabhupada, either through Mahamantra or a book, only they came to Krishna consciousness. So Sankirtan, that's why is very important. Very nice example, Mataji.
Someone else was also asking. Prashanti Mataji.
Hare Krishna Mataji. Thank you, Mataji. So sometimes when we read Bhagavatam or chanting, we have the feeling of ecstasy or a very good feeling, Mataji. So the feelings are according to the body or the soul, Mataji. I just wanted to know, Mataji.
Yeah, I mean, ecstasy is getting is not a normal thing. So what we have to do now, we have to understand that if it is Krishna mercy, we have to accept and don't reveal it to others. Because these things are not to be shared unless we come to a stage where we are attained that bhava and prema. So that joy is good. Getting that joy is good, but at the same time, we should not get into false pride. That's very, very dangerous thing. Yeah, so we have to check ourselves. That ecstasy is coming. Okay, reading and dedicating your time is good. So connecting with Krishna is definitely good. That means Krishna is inspiring within you. He's a Chaitya Guru. He's inspiring you from your heart, which is good. Like, let's say, if you chant in the association of the devotees early in the morning, maybe you have an opportunity to go to temple and chant. That bliss is different. That's also ecstasy. It's different. But if you chant yourself somewhere, your mind keeps on moving here and there. At least in devotees association, you have a little bit okay. They may see if I doze off, they may wake me up. Things like that are there, constant checks. But if you are all alone, there's no constant check, right? So then you may get into the other problems. Ego, pride, anarthas will root into your heart. So you have to be careful. How it's coming means it's good. Keep the spirits high, but make sure that humility you have to bring into your situation rather than taking it in a different direction. Yeah.
Mataji, actually, my question was the feeling is because of the body or the soul, Mataji?
Okay. Feeling because of the body. We are not in the bodily platform at all. If you are coming to that kind of connection or trying to understand where is it coming from, we ultimately have to understand that we are not the body there, right? So if you are thinking that ecstasy is whether body or soul, it may be initially with the body, not be soul, because we are not understanding that we are part and parcel of Krishna, and we are not the body. That platform we are still not there. Someone pinch, we shall get hurt, right? And these feelings are still there. Some kind of kleshas are still there. So ultimately it has to be the soul, not the body. But time being, we have not reached to that stage, it's definitely because of the body.
Yeah, because Mataji, so we can understand because we can because of our mind or heart. So that's the reason. But the soul, mind, and heart will not be there. So that's the reason I got this doubt, Mataji. That's
Yeah.
okay. Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Thank you,
Ramakrishna Prabhu, do you have a question, or this hand was raised previously for reading?
Hare Krishna Mataji. Yeah, actually my question is not related to the class. It's a general question I want to ask to you only, Mataji. Actually, it is this class timing, sir. It's 9:30. Is it possible to change to that 10 a.m. Mataji? Because it's actually my office timing, sir. It's collisioning each other with this one. Okay, because that is the reason we are unable to attend that 9:30.
Yeah, we had a poll, I think few days back, Prabhu. So
Yes, I did.
yeah. Yeah. So what happened is that we got less voting for 10 o'clock, more voting for 9:30, as well as many people have said that both the timings are okay.
Yes.
So changing the time, Prabhu, is, very difficult. From last 2 years, we are keeping on, 9:30 time as Shrimad Bhagavatam time. Now, if we will change it, I'm not sure that right now, if 50 are coming, how many of them will come at 10 o'clock. So that is what actually we were also talking about, and finally decided to keep it on 9:30 only. But definitely, if all of you will say that 10 o'clock is okay and we can able to attend, because we do not have any class now at 11
No,
o'clock.
Mataji, sorry to say, I have an office, Mataji. After class, I go to office. If 10 o'clock means it will be very delayed for me. I can't attend. Like that only, I missed that 11 o'clock class. Now again, this class will be missed. Only one class.
Even I will also miss your association, because immediately after that, 11 o'clock, I have a session. So it's very difficult to, to adjust everything. So Ramakrishna Prabhu, what I would suggest you is that I have seen many times you are keeping your mobile on and you are driving, if I'm not wrong. So Prabhu, this way also you can hear, because that is what many times we do. And once you will reach your office, definitely you can hear us. So if it is only, means this is the case from an individual, but if all of you will say that 10 o'clock, like just now Nandini Mataji said, it will be difficult for her. So this is why we are stick on this timing, Prabhu, 9:30.
It's fine, Mataji. No problem.
Yeah, I'm so sorry, Prabhu.
I'm only the one.
I know that we cannot satisfy everyone, because there are so many people. Maybe many of them, many of you are not comfortable at 9:30. Many of you are comfortable at 9:30. So that is why, Prabhu. Sorry.
Fine, no problem, Mataji.
Yeah.
I can understand.
So thank you so much, everyone, and thank you, Janvi Mataji, for giving the answers also so beautifully, and beautiful session, Mataji. Hari bol. So we'll end the session. Vancha kalpatarubhyascha
पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः।